I hope Bristol Village does well for at least another 60 years.
We just continue to be so very, very proud of it.
It continues to be a good place.
A community of love.
Their neighbors become their family.
And I've loved every minute of it.
"60 years ago, Presbyterian minister John Glenn of Cincinnati found himself increasingly concerned by the plight of the elderly in his congregation, many of whom he believed deserved a better standard of later-in-life living. At the same time, 117 miles east in Waverly, Ohio, a subdivision of 323 unoccupied single-family houses sat languishing after a much-anticipated atomic plant failed to live up to its promise of 4,000 new jobs. You can guess the next chapter of the story. The minister was able to marry his vision of a brighter future for seniors to the purchase of the 133-acre abandoned neighborhood, thereby creating a thriving retirement community that has been encouraging impressive second acts ever since. For its first 50 years, no one who came to Bristol Village actually seemed to retire. In fact, most of the residents found themselves more active than ever, whether that meant walking the trails, hitting the gym, working at BVTV, the on-site television station, gardening, dancing, hosting neighborhood get-togethers, or pursuing work they loved. There were, and still are, no activities directors here, because the residents initiate and lead every program and work together to build their own kind of unique community. Their exceptional independence and innovative spirit have allowed them to make incredible strides during what has been an extraordinary 10 years. Members of the Scioto Valley Model Railroad Club opened a new railroad museum and built a garden railway. Volunteer gardeners worked tirelessly to make the Cooper Wildflower Woods a place of peace and perfection. Neighbors came together for outdoor concerts, activities, and the much-anticipated corn roast. And an innovative new program gave active RVers a place to park and live in the village in exchange for volunteer hours. In addition, the village's infrastructure was strengthened. The Terrace Cafe was reimagined. $3 million was allotted to the renovation of homes, and the culture of philanthropy remained as strong as ever. Resident-led campaigns resulted in a new walk of life and a hummingbird garden. And, thanks to the receipt of the largest gift in the history of the foundation, the community was able to add a shelter house, expand the fitness center, and upgrade the aging equipment supporting the BVTV station. There was scarcely an area or activity in the village that was not improved or sustained by generous resident donors during this time.
The renovation project here at Bristol Village started back in 2019 when a group of us got together and really brainstormed about what we were going to do with our vacant homes that we had here. It was decided that in 2020 we were going to start to renovate 90 homes. It was going to take 3 years to accomplish, but it actually ended up only taking about a year and a half to complete. We ended up doing 80 out of those 90 homes. Still today, we only have 2 vacant homes left, but we could not build them quick enough.
Perhaps nothing defined the past decade more than the COVID pandemic, during which members of this tight-knit community were called to strengthen their resolve, draw upon their creativity, and find new ways to care for and love one another with distancing restrictions and masks in place.
COVID affected our residents by just completely isolating everyone in their home. So a lot of the residents stepped up for each other, and staff did as well.
When residents couldn't get to the gym, they brought the gym to their homes.
I was so grateful to have the virtual exercise. The exercises really helped. It was something that got me up and moving, but our singing group really kept me going too.
They found ways to gather and spread joy despite physical restrictions.
The Oak Avenue Singers started because we were so isolated during the COVID. We welcomed anybody that wanted to sing with us. It lifted our morale tremendously.
egg with my mouth open wide. That's the weather for me, oh baby.
Computer club members helped keep everyone connected, coming to the rescue with homegrown technology support.
I've been way busier since I've moved here than I ever was before. I helped the residents stay connected during COVID. I was running from house to house trying to keep people's computers running.
It's clear that well into its second act, Bristol Village is only getting better and better. But we still look to the past to remember where we started.
The museum cottage was actually developed to be a replica of what the first homes were here in 1962. And then a group got together and moved in the archives that they had at that moment. Then in 2020, there was a flood in the museum cottage. And it was then the cottage was simply not usable. And in order to get it back usable, then it really had to be totally renovated. So that's where the foundation came in. They put in a brand new floor, and then they painted both the inside and outside. In addition, the foundation funded a computer. And with that, we can now develop not only an archive of originals, but an archive that is digital. And that's really exciting, and that's what our future is.
And what do our residents and staff foresee for the next 60 years?
It's unbelievable that this year marks 60 years here at Bristol Village, and I am so excited to continue on what our John Glenn had envisioned.
I would love it to continue, and the feeling of unity with the residents and the loving feeling they have for one another. I don't feel the burden of age.
It's been great. I hope people don't keep worrying so much about appearance and thinking they have to have a la-di-da place to live. It's really nice to just be in a neighborhood. It's like it's home.
I love the houses, I love the yards, and I just love the concept. The concept is fantastic. I think Bristol Village is Bristol Village because of the people involved in it. And it's been a wonderful trip ever since.